What's going on, you guys? This is Jasmine with Be True to You Tarot, here with Sagittarius's read. This is the day after the partial eclipse and the new moon. This is great. I mean, I woke up feeling fantastic, and I hope everybody else did. Like this feeling of just a fresh slate. Wherever Cancer is in your chart, you should definitely look that up and see where that fresh new energy is in. If you're interested in a personal reading, you can find that in About Me. There's an email there. You just send me what you're looking for, what kind of reading you'd like, and there's all different type of offers that you can see at the bottom. As well, there's also a link to my website where there's all different articles of various themes, from finances to self-development to dating. They prove to be pretty helpful as well. So when I was shuffling your cards and laying them out, I felt this feeling of confusion. Now, this reading is for the next 2 weeks, mind you, from July 15th to 31st. And this confusion is like you're just trying to figure out essentially what to do next, where to place your mind, where to place your heart, where to place your physical self. How about we just jump right into the cards? Let's just do it. Let's see. So we got the Seven of Cups, the Empress. We have the Knight of Wands, the Five of Swords in reverse, and the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So, Sagittarius, you've been through a good amount of hardships, and this could be financially, this could be within relationships for sure, and definitely at odds with the part of yourself that is needing to be let go at this time. And this part of yourself that needs to be let go is what's causing a little bit of an illusion, a confusion illusion. You've been reflecting on what it means to sit in your power, to be in your power, to act from a place of power. And because of that, because of wanting to move into that space, because of wanting to manifest now, ready to manifest this new life and understanding that parts of yourself are going to have to go, it's been causing a bit of an illusion. And the reason it's causing an illusion is because some of you may be looking on the outside, as in your social status, your financial status, to kind of judge how much power you're standing in. With the Seven of Cups in reverse and the Empress, this is saying that many of you are still in that reflective state of what it means to be in your power, what it means to sit on your throne. And with all that mental confusion, that mental conflict, this could be over financial stress as well. And this could be over a loss, some type of financial loss. And it's causing some mental confusion for you. And it's kind of making you feel like you've stepped out of your power. It's kind of making you feel like you're going backwards, when in fact that's just an illusion. You're not going backwards. Many Sagittariuses are sitting directly on their throne, directly in their power. It's just not looking on the external as they thought that it would. It's not manifesting the way that they thought that it would. So there is no external validation showing, yes, you're sitting on your throne. And what I mean by that is that maybe some people were thinking, okay, when I get on my throne, when I get my power, I'll have this, I'll have money for that, I'll have this social status, I'll have these friends, etc., etc. But some people have found themselves sitting in their power and their relationship gone, or having to walk away from people, or a financial situation going down, and then coming to this place of like, okay, what did I do wrong? What did I just do wrong? I don't get it. I did everything I was supposed to do. Why am I now, dealing with X, Y, and Z? But the Empress is upright, and it's saying that you are sitting in your power or heading towards that. And your intuition is trying to tell you to just slow down for a minute when it comes to moving and trying to almost like this hurrying up feeling, this impulsivity. It's saying, you know, it's okay. Like, sit in this power for a minute. Sit in this power for a minute. You were on your throne right now, and now you may be on your throne thinking it doesn't, damn sure doesn't feel like it, and it damn sure doesn't look like it, but you are. And the more you try to run around and try to fulfill this idea of what it looks like to be on your throne, or try to impulsively jump into situations or jump into situations that you think look like the throne that you were expecting, the more lost you're going to feel, the more mental conflict you're going to feel. This is exhausting. This is definitely running your wheels here. And that's your first message, really saying that, Sagittarius, you are sitting on your throne right now. What's coming up next, you will find as soon as you decide to sit within your intuition and sit within your peace. That's a huge thing right now. Find your inner peace, and that's what's going to help you move forward. Because the move forward, the communication that needs to be had, there's fear surrounding that. There's fear surrounding communicating your truth. And you intuitively know this. There is a part of you that's kind of avoiding some sort of situation. Avoiding kind of communicating, whether it's to yourself, accepting a truth, communicating a truth, living by some truth. And what I mean by living by some truth, that means no longer acting from a place of old habits or old patterns. And that's causing a little bit of fear. You have the Devil card here. That's causing a little bit of fear. It's like it's almost like you want to hold back and not really communicate or live out that truth, because you know once you do, you have to walk away from something substantial. The Eight of Cups is a substantial amount of cups right here that he's walking away from. And you see that in this card, he doesn't know what's laying beyond there. So that a lot of times can, you know, that this hidden fear here behind the scenes can cause this impulsivity. And this impulsivity causes chaos and this confusion and like, okay, what am I supposed to do next? What am I supposed to do next? I just keep doing and doing and doing and doing and doing. And then that causes that feeling of being out of your power. But the thing is, you're not out of your power. However, the longer that you refuse to speak your truth, the longer you refuse to live that truth, and I'm really feeling like a lot of this is living your truth. Whether that's kind of walking away from old ties that no longer work for you, whether that's walking away from old habits, old addictions, whether that's walking away from old ways of thinking. Look at that, the Magician. Yes, creating the life that you want. You know that there's steps that need to be taken beforehand. You know that there's things that need to be cut off beforehand, and that involves you walking away from a lot. And it hurts. Of course it hurts. This could even be walking away from it, like an old part of yourself. And that is not easy. And especially not easy when walking away from that old part of yourself, the reason you're doing it is because you're coming to the realization that these things, these people, these situations, these habits are only emptying your cup. They're only emptying your cup. And you have hope to move towards, you have this hope and you have this energy to work and move towards a whole new foundation. And with this energy, you know that there's certain things that you can't take with you. And there's certain people you can't take with you on this foundation. So I'm getting a message here that many of you may be still in a relationship, and I say still because this would be a relationship that's been going on for a while. A relationship that stopped serving your highest good for a good amount of time now. Like, I want to say a few months. And you've been just back and forth in your head about walking away in all aspects. So this doesn't mean that you may have physically walked away and energetically still be tied to it. You may have walked away in other ways and still emotionally be tied to it, still talking to this person. And I'm not saying that you need to cut somebody off in a disgusting way, no. But what I am saying, Sagittarius, is that you've been working long and hard to get to this place of power. You've been pushing through this road to get to this place where you could finally sit on your throne and be at peace. And to be at this place now where you just need to put your tuchus on the throne, but instead of doing that, you're fearing cutting away at the obstacles at hand. Some of these relationships, some of these situations cause self-destructive behavior. It causes pain. Some of you may be drinking and trying to escape from dealing with your personal issues, your interpersonal issues, pain that's been lingering on, pain that's just been holding you back. There are holes in your cup, Sag. There's holes in your cup. And this Ace of Cups energy is here. Whenever I see an Ace of Cups, it's energy that's here. When it's in reverse, that means that there's something that's emptying that cup out. Whether that and that is purely from you. That's not another person doing it to you, because nobody can do anything to you unless you allow it to be done to you. This is definitely a mindset, a way, an emotional outlook on something. It is something within you that it's time to walk away from, that you know it's time to walk away from, that yes, you've had hope in it. Yes, you've wanted to string this along and bring this with you. However, it's not the person and it's not you. It's just, we have to step into this personal power. And a lesson that comes with personal power is walking away from things that do not serve our personal power. This is a cycle that needs to come to an end. You know, Sagittariuses can string a lot of people to their victory and pull a lot of people along and hope and hope and hope and pray that they will raise their vibration. But that's not a guarantee that they will. And there's a lack of judgment of why you're really being defensive against certain situations and people. This defensive energy is coming because you're not speaking your truth. You see how the background is blue, literally on everything, guys. What do I mean speaking your truth? Let me get more specific with some channel messages. If someone has hurt you and you have not talked to this person about how they hurt you, and instead you just have them in the background of your life, gaining your energy, feeding off your energy, your beautiful light, and you're just letting this go on, you need to say something. And if you don't feel comfortable saying something, then you need to do something. If you have anybody in your life right now that have hurt you and you haven't said a word, and you're just allowing the energy exchange to continue to the point where you're feeling drained and tired, and this is even in the sense of people coming in and out of your life and disappearing, but then when they do show up, you're still putting energy into it. Or people having prior commitments to other people and using you as the side. Yeah, we're gonna go there. It is time for you to step in your personal power, Sagittarius. It's like it's becoming harder for you to step out of your power and to make other people happy that way. It's like it's becoming too conflicting internally for you to take part in karmic situations that you know don't serve you anymore. And I see many of you guys finally stepping up and saying something like, listen, hey, you're not behaving appropriately in my life and I'm going to have to cut this off. Or stepping up and taking yourself to a spot and taking care of yourself for the day and turning your phone off for the day just to get your mind right for a minute and find your inner peace so you can keep moving forward. I see a lot of you guys coming to terms that maybe this relationship is just not for you right now, and that it's time for you to walk away from the prior investments you had and hopefully start anew on a different foundation down the road. I see a lot of people walking away from their job that they've been suffering in and putting in and pouring their heart in. It's just this open access to all of their energy with things that do not even deserve a tiny bit of your time. I'm also hearing, if you're a mother and you've been feeling drained, and you've been feeling like just everyone is taking from you and taking from you and taking from you, it is also time to fill your own cup. And I'm not saying ignore your kids, ignore your family. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that if you want to find this inner peace, sit on your throne and get connected to your intuition again and get into this magician energy where you're moving forward. Start filling your own cup. And that doesn't have to start off with the conflicting situations of stepping up to people and telling people about themselves. It doesn't need to start like that. It can simply start with you starting to take a bath every day, you starting to meditate longer, you starting to turn your phone off for a little bit more and demanding that solitude. And some of this energy may not be here right now, but it will be unfolding the next 2 weeks. This theme here, this theme of I feel like I'm not in my power. I feel like I'm stepping out of my power. I'm not sure what that means anymore. That conflicting mindset, that realization that your external is not reflecting what you want it to. Your external is not the desired outlook that you wanted. And the fear behind stepping into your truth. Now, Saggies have no problem stepping in your truth. Hold on. Saggies have no problem stepping in their truth. But there are some specific situations here that you're having a harder time taking care of. Let's get 3 advice cards from Spirit to help you for the next 2 weeks, or what to focus on for these next 2 weeks. Look at this. This has been coming out often. Oh, sorry, I'm just stressed. This has been coming out really often. This came out in the partial eclipse. And if you haven't seen that yet, I would definitely check that out because that was a really, really good reading. Let's see. And the 9 of Pentacles is saying, it's really confirming what I just said, that this time, this energy, you may be feeling like you want to be alone. You may be feeling like you want to be alone and nurture yourself and nurture your surroundings, nurture your home, and really looking at, how do I feel right now? How am I feeling right now? Why, if my external is not looking the way that I want it to look, how can I make it look the way I want it to look? And what does that mean for me? Maybe going on a vacation with yourself for a little bit. And I literally keep repeating, turning off your phone for a few days. 8 of Swords. You want to come out of this mentally stuck energy right here. And that's going to be the way to do it is giving more attention to yourself. And look at this. Moving out of this way of thinking, these certain perspectives that you've been having. Releasing some ugly baggage that you've been carrying around here, the moon in reverse. You're starting to come to realizations when you get into this energy here, when you get into this solitude, when you get into this focus of satisfying yourself emotionally and physically, mentally, and spiritually, in all areas. Coming to this, once you come out of this mentally stuck area and realize that you do have to mentally move on from things, you do have to let a lot of things go, you're going to realize that your subconscious had a lot to play here. And that many of these parts, many of the playing pieces in your life, the people, are huge reflections of aspects of yourself that you've needed to let go for a while so you can come into this energy, so you can come into this abundance. So I hope that helps, Sag. I hope these next 2 weeks are amazing. I hope that this partial eclipse gave you this beautiful clean slate. And just because there's things here, stepping into your truth and cutting things off, that doesn't mean that the partial eclipse didn't help you. Of course not. It rejuvenates you. It charges you up to make these moves, because the big eclipse that's coming, these things are going to be eclipsed out of your life. It's still a time to end. It's still a time of endings. July is a month of 9. It's still a time of endings right now, so that new beginnings can begin in Leo season and we can start charging forward. With Virgo and Venus as well, this makes even more sense, that there's a need for independence, there's a need for self-love and self-nurturance. Because with Venus and Virgo is a very practical sign. It's a very self-caring sign, organizing sign. So there might be a lot of focus on the home. There might be a lot of focus on your daily routine and how you want that to look. And I hope this really helped with you guys. Like I said, if you look in the About Me, there is a few articles. There's a website there. There's a way to book readings. I'm not looking my 100% best right now, okay? I've been purging a lot. This Cancer partial eclipse I feel great. Don't get me wrong. But my awakening symptoms have been so intense lately. Like, I haven't slept in like 3 to 4 days. I have not slept. I'm just on light energy right now, and have just been channeling and just studying and studying and studying. And many of us are going through that. Many of us are going through this huge full integration of our higher selves and our third dimensional selves. And I'm seeing changes just across the board, like people's lives just totally changing. Like, I gave a reading to 2 people, I want to say last week, and I checked up on them 3 days later, like, my life has completely changed. Like, the way I look at the world, the way I feel, the way I've been thinking, the things I've been thinking have completely shifted my entire life. And this is what I do it for. So yeah, I may not look my best right now, but this is my passion, is to help people. And I hope, Saggies, that you guys fill this cup up, because we're gonna need you soon to start pushing forward too. We're gonna feel that energy when you guys start to push forward. It makes everybody else inspired to push forward. Many of you guys could be going through these awakening symptoms. Some of you guys might have just started awakening, just started realizing that your life is not what it should be, or realizing that you're not the person that you thought you were. And that is a beautiful process. Be patient with yourself. Be self-compassionate. And be unconditional loving too, because those things are going to reflect onto the other people that you're about to deal with. That self-compassion is going to reflect when you're dealing with other people. That compassion is going to come out when you're acting from a place of self-nurturance and self-love and healing. It reverberates in your entire life. So I hope this reading helped. I'm going to be doing a Virgo and Venus reading, an overall collective energy reading. If you'd like to stay tuned for that, that'd probably be today. Check out your moon and your rising sign and your Venus sign as well. And I hope you guys have a great rest of the month.